Well, yet another very rare television appearance by the management of an ever-elusive company, if you could call it that. Even as generation changes take place in the $2 billion Amararaja Group, which, by the way, has the lion's share in the Indian battery space, the new sons of the family now seem to be taking over. Vikramaditya Goureneni and Harsha Goureneni have been inducted to steer the company into the exciting lithium ion space and lead acid battery segments respectively. In fact, our colleague Ajaya Sharma spoke with Vikramaditya to understand Amararaja's EV play and roadmap. Listen into this big exclusive.
Dr. Gala, my grandfather, he started this company, this group almost 36 years ago. And what he started doing as my brother and I started ending college, we both grew up in the United States. He started kind of putting some pressure, putting some encouragement for us to both return to India and see what the company was accomplishing here. So I came back to India around the mid of 2013, and my brother came 2 years later. And since we've joined the Amararaja Group, we've been moving from various business units. And I spent the most time looking after our electronics manufacturing division, as well as our power company. And within the power systems business, I was able to look after the start of our journey into renewable energy EPC, as well as expanding the power electronics portfolio that we already had. And similarly, my brother looked after some of the group companies that were involved in supporting the battery company with the in-house component manufacturing, as well as other value-added services. Over a period of time, as we got more comfortable in those roles, played roles of managing directors and CEO, we started working very closely, interacting with the leadership in the battery company. And it kind of culminated this year. And I think it's very auspicious that at a time where the family is undergoing a generational change, our flagship's business is also seeing a generational change in the technology. The lead acid battery technology, which we introduced, the AGM battery technology in the 90s, and then the Amara brand we brought to India in the early 2000s, we're now seeing that there's quite a bit more electrification happening in this automotive space. So we felt as a family that it was a great time that as these new technologies, new business opportunities were coming in, that it was also an opportune time for the chairman to kind of take a step back and give us the opportunity to spread our wings and really try to take this company in a new area.
Great. No, this is a very good example, and I mean, what best for shareholders when such changes happen in a very smooth fashion. Each one of us knows the role which is being, and the importance of the role which is being undertaken. So let's talk about your role now, Vikram. We understand that you will be steering the company on a more hands-on basis, at least this direction is concerned, the mobility, lithium ion, electric battery, etc. What's the background, or where are you coming from in the sense that you have worked in different parts of the company so far before taking this role? How important or critical this role is from here on for the group?
So it's quite critical. And I think just looking at the way that we split the responsibilities between the promoters, my brother and I, we show that we continue to have a very strong belief. We continue to have a long runway in which we'll continue to invest and grow our lead acid business. But at the same time, we feel that this is the time we have to start making our future investments. And the reason we're calling this new SBU New Energy and not lithium is because we feel that lithium will be a very significant piece of the pie, but not the only one. We think that when it comes to the technology, that lithium will probably make up the bulk of our initial investments. But we see that there's many other advanced chemistries that are coming up that they have their own fortes and niche segments. At the same time, we want to start evolving ourselves. We don't want to be seen as just a battery player. I think up till now, we've been very successful as being seen as a battery manufacturer, as a lead acid battery manufacturer. But going forward, the role of the battery, be it in the vehicle, be it in any energy system, is becoming so much more prominent that we want to see ourselves as an energy and mobility player, looking at the battery as a core and valuable heart of a system. But in addition to that, we want to be able to build all the control softwares, have the power electronics, platforms, and anything else that we can add ancillary services and integrated solutions to the customer. So definitely in the beginning, we would be looking at making a bigger entry. The government has recently made that Gazette notification public for the PLI tender that's coming up, the production linked incentive for lithium cell making in India, with a minimum ticket size of 5 gigawatt hour. Probably later in the years when we expect that the tender would go through, we would be keen, and we have the intent to participate in that with a minimum of 5 gigawatt hour. Over the next 10 years, as we start to ramp up our lithium battery manufacturing capacity, we would also start to look at continuing in development areas that we already have. In fact, our power electronics division has already developed a full range of EV chargers. So we have both AC and DC charging. We've also piloted battery swapping solutions in Tirupati and other areas of the country already.
Right. Vikram, let's break down those parts into smaller pieces for better understanding of our viewers, because I did go through your latest 2021 annual report of the company, and it does talk about areas that new geographies will be the focus areas, new applications, expanding product offering will be achieved in order to boost the current growth. If you could elaborate how much focus will go in each of these segments which you've spoken about as well, the group has spoken about in the AR.
When we talk about a new geography, as I mentioned earlier, while we start making these investments into new energy, we still feel that there's a significant time left in which we need to capitalize and maximize the value in which we can give our stakeholders on the lead acid side. And I think we're pretty enthusiastic because today we already have a global presence in the lead acid battery space. While all of our operational facilities remain in India, we export to more than 30 countries in the immediate vicinity of the Indian Ocean Rim, as we call it. And already in countries like Singapore, we're number one in the aftermarket, with 2 out of 3 taxis in Singapore having an Amara battery under the hood. We are number 2 in Malaysia. And like that, without having a local presence beyond our local distributing partners, just exporting from India, we have a market of almost 3 million batteries in the Indian Ocean Rim. So we feel that it's an opportune time for us to really go and see where are those countries that maybe earlier, because of tariff barriers, because of stiff local competition, that we haven't been present so far. We would be keen to put either a greenfield or a brownfield presence in those countries, specifically targeted like Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa, and start to really expand not just the size of our lead acid business into new geographies, but even having a local presence for the first time. Now coming to more new applications. As I said, while battery will continue to be that core competence of the Amararaja Group, we also want to really be seen as spreading into this energy and mobility area. So what are those other ancillary products and services that we can add to have a greater pull on our customer? I think we'll be interacting with our customers more than we ever have before, really collaborating from the ground up in all technical areas to ensure that we're not just giving them a battery, but we're giving them total integrated power solutions.
Very interesting. So Capex, new areas, new products. Do you have any broad numbers in mind, some targets which company has set for itself in each of these areas you're looking at, which could give us, or viewers or your shareholders, some idea of the kind of the measurement of leap which the company is aiming towards?
I would hesitate to give too specific of numbers because there's still some plans that are under review and getting approved by the board. But just to give at least a rough idea, on the lead acid side, we're looking to accelerate growth. While we've had a very, very, very healthy CAGR over the past 25 years or so, we also understand that over the past 5 years or so, it has started to slow down. But we're very optimistic given that we still grow faster than the market here in India. But given the expansion into international markets, more aggressive expansion into international markets, we're looking at a plan in which we would like to double our lead acid business over the next 3 to 5 years. At the same time, coming to the lithium ion side, it's kind of hard to predict exactly how the revenue numbers would pan out at this time because we need to see the costing and the market, how it's really panning out. But we do feel just looking at the PLI tender coming in at a minimum of 5 gigawatt hour, and maybe expanding to more like 10 gigawatt over the next 10 years. Over the next 8 to 10 years, we estimate that we would probably have to invest about $1 billion on the lithium ion cell manufacturing side.
That does give a very good indication of the seriousness and the heft the group is putting behind its efforts. Vikram, talk to us about the kind of conversations you've been having lately with your clients, because this is an entire ecosystem which is coming together in a new format, new energy as you just called it. Not only towards your OEM clients, but the application of battery storage is also going through a sea change, data centers, all of that. If you could give us some color how they are kind of partnering with you for bigger purchases, also some kind of a chats with them regarding, so that you can go back on your drawing board with your R&D guys to design products better. If you could give some color of that sort.
Sure. About 4 years ago, we actually set up our first in-house facility for lithium battery packing at the time, pack assembly. And at that time, we kind of named this building and our head office campus as the Lithium Experience Zone. We started inviting all of our customers, all of our various people we interact with to come and see not only what Amararaja is doing, but trying to keep ahead of what all is happening in the world with the lithium and other advanced chemistries. At that time, we started interacting with all customers in terms of both the automotive side as well as industrial side, in order to start building packs for them, various capacities, various sizes, various applications, just to kind of start understanding, get our feet wet, understand the lithium technology, and start to understand how our packs are performing in the market. Over the years, as we started installing more and more packs into two-wheeler, three-wheeler applications, telecom application, other stationary applications, we started getting a lot of user data. Now, earlier this year, you may recall that we set up our first pilot cell making line as well as an R&D pilot capacity. We initially took this technology from ISRO. We licensed the technology from ISRO. And since then, we've been working with different electrolyte, different cathode, anode mixes, importing them, building different types of cells within our R&D facility, giving it out to customers in different packs to really see how it works and how the application, how well that they're responding to it. Since then, they have shown, a lot of customers have shown interest, asking us when will we start putting our big capacity, our actual cell making capacity on the ground. So I think this is an opportune year. We need to see how the PLI tender pans out, but we will be participating in that.